Hi, this is Mike from thesubstream.com, and this is a review of the movie The Hangover. So when you're reviewing a film, when you're talking about a film, you sum it up at the end by giving it some kind of score, some kind of numerical number out of 10, some kind of number of stars out of 4, and this is, of course, not to hold the film up to any kind of external objective metric, because that doesn't exist, but instead to create a relative ranking. You give these numbers so that you can score the films against other films. And of course, this is incredibly subjective and arbitrary, as who knows what a 10 out of 10 is for any given reviewer. Is it Citizen Kane? Is it Rambo? Is it some hypothetically perfect film not yet made to be born out of the silicon mind of a vast, all-knowing AI at some distant point in the unknowable future? These scores are really hard to kind of understand in a real nitty-gritty detail way. And complicating things even further is the fact that most reviewers probably don't have a degree of difficulty in their scoring. And I mean, 4,000, 5,000 years ago, when the Greeks were having their naked dude diving competition and the 4 naked Greek dudes on the rock all jumped off like this and went down and splashed in the water, and the Greek judges went, "Oh, very nice. They went like that. There was a very nice dive. The shape and the very little splash." And then Alipepto showed up, the crazy dude, and he said, I got my balls out. I might as well go balls out. And he jumped off the rock, and he did 5 flips and 1 spin, and he winked at a chick on the way down and then landed on his back and broke his back and died in the water. Did the judges say, well, Alipepto died, let's all forget Alipepto, the least of the Greek divers? No, they said, wait a second, all those other dudes just did this, and they just went in. And Alipepto, yeah, he died, sure, and the pee drained out of his dead body into the sacred diving pool, fouling it. But he died doing something incredibly difficult. He did 5 flips and 1 spin, and I think he winked at a chick on the way down. Maybe it's better to be pretty good at something that's incredibly difficult rather than really good at something that's easy. And lo, a lesson was learned that day. But movies, I don't know. You got Pixar's Up, which is a technical marvel and a great film, a near masterpiece. It's touching, moving, it makes you laugh, it makes you cry. It's about a cranky, lonely, adventurous, devoted old man who befriends a fat, brave, naive, well-meaning, fatherless, young Boy Scout. And together they defend a bunch of baby birds from a pack of vicious dogs. And I'm not saying it's easy to make that movie, but it's kind of maybe a little bit like just diving like this. So is it the best movie out right now? No. Todd Phillips' The Hangover is. Sure, it's not the technical marvel that Up is, but the degree of difficulty on this thing is through the roof. This movie is Alipepto's funky-ass 5-flip dive. The movie is funny as shit. It's funny without ceasing, and it's smart, and it's creepy, and it features a maybe child-molesting weirdo as a sympathetic main character. It stars dudes like Zach Galifianakis and Ed Helms, dudes that are funny as hell, but don't command much in the way of star power. That The Hangover got made at all is a marvel. It's as transgressive a mainstream comedy film as any in recent memory, and it's funny, funnier than even old school was, as its humor is darker, creepier, smarter, and way more difficult than it probably had any right to be as a mainstream Hollywood summer film. It's really funny. You should watch it. And I give it a 9.5 out of 10.